Can we let it go about the Joker?
Yeah.
I think we need to let it go. Yeah, there was a brawl in the UK at a Frozen 2 viewing, but it wasn't necessarily because of Frozen 2. There's something else going on, but Frozen 2 grabs headlines.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was. This wasn't at the actual Frozen 2. It wasn't because of Frozen 2.
It wasn't because of Frozen 2. But we're going to talk about that in this episode of Clownfish TV. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. We hit 77,000 subs, hoping for 100,000. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Elsa. Elsa, look at that. She is laughing. She's smiling. She's having too much fun. But this is not a laughing matter.
No.
So there was an altercation involving teenagers and machetes.
Yes, machetes.
In the UK, and it was not at the Joker.
No.
And technically it wasn't at Frozen 2 either. It was because of this gang film called Blue Story, which I've never heard of. It was pulled from cinemas after 100-strong machete mob stormed view screenings in Birmingham.
Well, see, right there is two. I think they said they found 2 machetes.
Two machetes.
It might have been 100 people involved, but it was only 2 machetes from my understanding.
And they're worried about the Joker in America.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but we did not have anything like this. How did this happen?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. But they basically said there was 90 minutes of the screening of Blue Story. There was 90 minutes of brawling at the screening of Blue Story, which happened to be coinciding with the release of Frozen 2.
That's where everybody's getting their wires crossed.
Yeah, and poor kids got, I'd say poor kids, but then the kids the people that were brawling were kids too. They had little kids that kind of got caught in the crossfire of this whole big fight at the movie theater. But unlike what people, it wasn't Frozen 2 that caused the fight. But it is interesting that it happened at the same time that Frozen 2 was screening.
Yeah.
So
we can talk about it. And it's funny because I just saw this version of it later, but everybody else was reporting it actually happened at Frozen 2, and that's not really what happened. It was playing during the brawl, but 13-year-old girls among 5 teenagers arrested over a mass brawl involving youths armed with machetes at a Birmingham cinema. Families were watching Frozen 2 when the disorder broke out late on Saturday afternoon. Again,
but that's not what the cause was.
It was over this movie, this Blue Story gang movie, which I've never heard of, but there it is. So they evacuated the complex. Police said up to 100 teenagers were involved in the major disorder where people were armed with freaking machetes.
Mm-hmm. And some officers got injured.
They got injured. 2 machetes were seized during the trouble, which saw pockets of fighting and 7 police officers left with minor injuries. So they dealt with the crowd's minor, thankfully.
Yeah. But 2 machetes isn't 100. They make it sound like 100 kids had machetes.
The media made it sound like we had 100 people with machetes inside the theater showing Frozen 2.
Yeah, that's not what happened. It just happened that the Frozen 2, the line was queuing up for Frozen 2. I don't think that was actually watching it yet. From my understanding, it was the fight broke out while people were standing in line to get into Frozen 2.
Right.
In front of little kids who, but then the kicker is the fight was by kids.
It was 13, 14-year-olds with machetes. Armed police were deployed to the scene, drawing tasers to restore order, following a very hostile response. So I gotta wonder if some of these kids that got tased, did they let it go in their pants?
I don't know. There you go. I thought that's how you tie it into Frozen.
That's how we tie it into Frozen.
They made everybody evacuate the cinema. They brought in guard dogs. They said the one police officer said they didn't know if they had weapons, but then it turned out there was 2 machetes and a knife or something. It's really hard to follow.
They said that they're not mentioning this Blue Story anywhere. It said 5 teenagers have been arrested: 13-year-old girl, 19-year-old, a 14-year-old, another boy 14. But they were not, as far as I can understand, they were not actually in Frozen.
They weren't in line for Frozen. This has something to do with this other movie, which now they've banned because it caused a violent breakout. So let's look at this. Joker in the U.S., they were beating that drum. Oh, it's going to start violence, and then nothing happened.
Yeah.
But then they go to this other movie, Blue Story, which happens to be premiering at the same time as Frozen 2, and hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, I think that's kind of funny in an ironic kind of way. Not like a isn't that funny? But like an irony.
In the UK, which is so funny because the UK is constantly talking about how violent America is.
Well, not just the UK, everybody is.
Everybody's like, oh, America's like the Wild West. It's horrible over there. Everybody's shooting everybody and everything's awful. And I'm not saying that those things don't happen here. Clearly they do. But when you've got teenagers bringing machetes to a movie screening in the UK, those who live in glass houses.
That's right. They didn't bring a gun to a knife fight. They brought a machete.
Brought a machete.
So
That's a knife. See, if this was Australia, this would have been funnier.
Yeah,
but
so,
it's the
I
UK.
mean, it's just, I just wanted to set the record straight that it's not actually Frozen 2 that they were fighting about.
So the violence broke out before or during a screening of the gang warfare film Blue Story and spilled out into the areas where children were queuing
So
to see
the
Frozen
problem
2.
is little kids that were coming to see Frozen. And actually, there's probably kids at the age of these kids
Yeah.
that were going to see Frozen 2 because they're still kids. Got caught up into this violent brawl for whatever reason at this movie. And little kids were scared. They were being evacuated. There was, a lot of people, parents and stuff that were like upset and worried. Frozen 2's happened to be playing at the same time.
Yeah, so it's interesting how they're tying this, because nobody's going to search for, because it seems like this is a BBC film, so it's probably just playing in the UK. So they're not going to tie it to that because people aren't going to search for it, but they're definitely going to tie it to Frozen 2.
So I just wanted to make in the to be fair and to be clear, we wanted to clarify it because if there's crap being reported on the other side, we're going to say so because it's still crap. So.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about Frozen 2 since people are probably finding this video talking with us talking about Frozen 2. It broke all kinds of records this weekend, not surprising.
Yeah, I think we all figured that would happen. We didn't go see it. We were going to, but we didn't.
It actually went from must-see to we'll see it when we get a chance, maybe. Because we actually have heard reviews from people whose opinions we trust, and they said it's
lacking.
It's lacking. It felt like the most common complaint I'm hearing about Frozen 2 is that it feels like another direct-to-DVD Disney sequel, except with a bigger budget.
Right.
It's not up to snuff, but it's Frozen, so
but
it's gonna
of course,
make
the
money.
media had to jump all over it in the fact that they did not give Elsa a girlfriend, but the way they interpret it, that they did, even though they didn't.
Yeah, so
because they feel that that's the way it means because that's what they want it to be.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, but fans, you're not allowed to have opinions. You can't direct or dictate anything. But we could just go make up crap and it's okay.
Yeah, you can't say that you want Sonic the Hedgehog to look like Sonic the Hedgehog in a movie. That's horrible. But if Elsa, if we want to pretend Elsa has a girlfriend,
that's okay.
Why doesn't Elsa have a girlfriend? Because it made a lot of money in China. If Elsa had a girlfriend, this movie would not be allowed in Chinese theaters.
Right.
This is why Elsa doesn't have a girlfriend. So if you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at China.
That's right.
Get mad at China. So $53 million debut, best ever for a Disney animated film in China.
Well, what makes me mad is this whole talk. Women don't need no man. Why can't it just be about strong females without having to have relationships? And then they're bitching because there isn't a relationship. I'm like, so wait, that doesn't apply when it's another woman? I mean, that should apply either way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot. We had people commenting before when we were talking about Frozen and Elsa having a girlfriend. They're like, what about all the aces out there that don't, because the whole story I always thought with Elsa was, she was independent, she was doing her own thing. Why do we have to pair her up with anybody?
Right. The whole point was, well, she doesn't need no man. She's strong on her own and all that. But if it's a woman, that doesn't apply. No, bullcrap. You can be strong and know who you are and want to go make changes and things and not have a relationship involved.
Yeah, because maybe she just wants to hang out and sprinkle this here ice dust on this here lizard.
I mean, the relationship was supposed to be a sister one. Anyway, that was the focus, not a romantic one. So anyway, so they kind of threw that out the window, I guess, in this one because apparently they pair Anna and Kristoff up officially. So even though she was like, I don't know. Anyway, they got to do that because they got to sell dresses. That's
this movie.
Yes. Speaking of that, they have just released the dresses at the Disney parks for the new Anna and Elsa dresses that look like the Anna and Elsa dresses from the movie and what the characters are now wearing at the meet and greets. And the Elsa dress is $90 and the Anna dress is $120. But you can get those for your kids. I'm like, is this prom?
It's kid prom.
I'm like, I mean, I get it. I just $90 and $120 for a costume dress.
I know, right?
I'm like, really?
Yeah. This is what it's about. This is why this movie got greenlit because everything I've heard is it has no other reason to exist other than to make money.
Search for more money.
It's a search for more money, and that's one of the problems I have with Disney on Iger's watch is, we wouldn't have had direct sequels. Wreck-It Ralph was another one where I loved the first movie. I thought the sequel was...
second was awful.
It was a disgrace.
I'm sorry, but it was.
have no intention of ever watching Wreck-It Ralph 2 again. It was horrible. It undid the first
I'm glad
movie.
we spent money to buy it.
Yeah, we didn't see it in the theater. We're like, we'll buy it as soon as it comes out. We did. We bought it, the day it came out, we bought it. And it was like, oh my God, this movie is terrible. And it ruins the first movie. And now I haven't heard that Frozen 2 ruins the first movie. I've just heard that it's underwhelming.
That's what I heard too, underwhelming.
Yeah. So, but we get a chance to see it eventually. Maybe, possibly, we'll do a review. But anyway, Elsa didn't cause a knife fight. But I think we need to stop talking about the Joker now because
the point we're trying
happened.
to make is the Joker, nothing happened, but but it wasn't Frozen 2.
It wasn't Frozen 2 either. So
they got caught in the crossfire.
Literally can be any movie.
Right.
It could be any movie. It could have been Frozen 2. There could have been
Charlie's Angels.
It could have been oh my God, wouldn't that be hilarious? Not hilarious, but it would have been so ironic that it happened. It could have been 13-year-olds in Elsa dresses with machetes. It could literally be any movie.
No, they would have icicles.
They have icicles?
They just sharpen them really sharp.
They're going to stab you. So,
They'll shoot your eye out.
Anyway. So that is what happened this weekend. And, thankfully, we got through the Joker's run without any major mishaps.
And mostly it seems like no one was hurt other than the police officers had some minor facial issues. No one got hurt severely. So that's good.
All right. So we're going to let it go. We're going to wrap this one up and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.